Good morning, subscribers, and a big shout out first of all to Dr. Proctor. What are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? Today I am starting to put together a playlist for GCSE economics, and I'm working through this at the moment with my year 10 group. We have just moved on to the start of unit 2 of the OCR GCSE economics spec, and we've just moved into macroeconomics. And so what I thought I would do is start to put together a little playlist to just distinguish and differentiate between some of the differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics. And of course this is particularly important, especially when it comes to the drawing of diagrams. So today I'm just going to start by outlining the key differences in the diagrams for micro and macro. Now, as you will know, micro means small, and as a consequence, when we look at microeconomics, we are simply looking at the market for an individual firm. Contrast that with macro. Macro means large, and so when we look at macroeconomics, we are looking at the output not from just one firm, we are looking at the output from all firms in the economy. So our microeconomics diagrams, as I'm sure you well know, are characterized by this type of demand and supply analysis. Price, quantity, supply, demand, and you'll know that this is the equilibrium. And we abbreviate these to P and Q. Now in your exam, when you come to do this at the end of year 11, it is very important that you do not confuse and you do not mix up the labeling for the macro diagrams and the labeling for the micro diagrams. So what is the differences, and what are the differences, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let's take demand first of all. In micro we simply talk about demand, but it's the demand for one firm's goods. In macroeconomics we're talking about the aggregate demand. Now in maths, if you're asked to find the aggregate, you're basically being asked to find the sum total. And so aggregate demand is the sum total of demand from all economic agents in the economy. Now what do we mean by economic agents? We mean households, firms and governments. And there is an equation for aggregate demand which I was asking my class to repeat to me as they were leaving my lesson yesterday. And it is that AD is equal to C to the I to the G to the X minus M. C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Consumption, investment, government expenditure, exports, imports. Now I'll go through that in more detail in another video, but that is what we mean by aggregate demand. And as you can see, it slopes downwards from left to right in the same way that the micro demand curve slopes downwards from left to right. Supply, again, we're talking about aggregate supply, and we're calling this one the LR, that is the long run aggregate supply curve. Now, the interesting thing about this one is you can draw an aggregate supply curve straight up and down like that, but certainly those of you who go on to do A-level, it's nice to become familiar with this style. Because this is used very frequently in A-level study. So, aggregate supply is the total supply from all economic agents in the economy, not just from one single firm. And of course, that is dependent upon whether or not your resources are employed or not. If you employ all your resources, you'll reach your maximum potential. And we know that is this point here where the curve goes vertical, because that indicates that we have employed all resources and we cannot produce any more. So we call that YF, and that is our full employment level of real output. And note, ladies and gentlemen, the labelling here, it is real output abbreviated to Y, not quantity as in micro, real output. Note also price level, which is P with a little hat on it, P with a dot above it. And in the same way that we have equilibrium at this point in our microanalysis, this would be our equilibrium point in our macroanalysis. So those are the key differences when we are drawing our diagrams, ladies and gentlemen. But when it comes to shifting them and our analysis and interpretation, we still go about it in the same methodical way as we do for micro. And I do have a video all about that, sort of how you go about analysing a very straightforward demand and supply diagram. But I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen, and as I say, I'll develop this series in the next few weeks as I move through this with my own Year 10 students. Any questions, do drop me a line. Bye for now.